Hi, everyone. Good Friday. Thanks for being here on this 20th day of September. It's the last Friday of summer. Even though we have summer like weather rolling right on through your weekend, we'll take a bit of a hit due to that weak cold front that we've all been looking very forward to. I think most everyone. A lot of folks still trying to squeeze a little more life out of summer, but we still have that cold front coming through, and it's just going to be a kind of a glancing blow. We will see temperatures drop down to actually the upper 70s for at least one day, low 80s for another, and it's right back to the mid 80s thereafter. And if you're looking for some rain, as most everyone is, I don't have much for you. There are some changes to tonight's forecast, some timing and other things we can share with you, but the general scope of things is still warm and dry as we start off fall on Monday. We will tonight cover, of course, two former Sagers women who were killed in a tragic car crash on I-75 in Lexington, as well as another. The woman driving that vehicle has now officially seen charges placed on her, more serious charges than DUI. The McGoffin County Board of Education met earlier in this week. Tonight we'll focus on one part, but a very important part. It's a follow-up from a report that I got to share with you some time ago now. It's been in the works for technically 3 years for two high school math teachers who now have the highest of accreditations. We'll tell you who's playing and who's not, and out of the three teams in McGoffin and Johnson County, only one playing on the gridiron tonight. It's an off week for some. We'll tell you who's playing who, though, and when, and what everyone has in store for the next week, and some calendar announcements, and you know the drill, much more. I have a couple of things, only a couple of things before we get to our local news, and the announcement for tonight comes on the heels of, I guess, yesterday's announcement from Colt, and a sign of the times, and another major business decision by another major retailer just today. Of course, we learned yesterday, I didn't have time to share with you, but Colt, of course, one of the most major and popular gun manufacturers, is suspending production of their popular, albeit, of course, currently controversial AR-15 and other long rifles for civilian use. Now, they don't say necessarily, they're not saying one way or the other that it's in response to all, of course, of all the negative pressure, but the company's president did say rather that the consumer market has experienced what he says is significant excess in manufacturing capacity, and Colt believes there are enough rifles on the market for the foreseeable future, so they're going to instead focus on fulfilling military and law enforcement contracts. He says that these high-volume contracts are absorbing all of Colt's manufacturing capacity for rifles, and they believe it's good sense to follow what they call consumer demand and adjust as the market dynamics change. So, not responding necessarily to the negative publicity, of course, due to all the massacres and shootings that have happened as of late, and of course historically as well, but they are suspending nonetheless those guns. No time frame was given. This, of course, follows other moves as well. Some time ago, not too awful long ago, recently, Walmart says that it was going to stop selling handguns in Alaska. It was also going to halt short barrel rifle and handgun ammunition across the nation. And, of course, that follows Dick's Sporting Goods several months ago, pulling hunting rifles from 125 or so of its stores. Another major business decision today that affects a lot of people, coming from Walmart. Walmart has decided or announced that they are going to stop selling electronic cigarettes at Walmart and Sam's Club's stores following, of course, what we have all been hearing about, a slew of illnesses and deaths that are claimed to be related to vaping. The largest retailer in the United States says today that it's not going to continue to sell e-cigarettes after it goes through what it currently has on store shelves and in stock, saying that it is following the growing federal, state, and even the local regulatory complexity, it says, regarding vaping products. Hundreds of people have been diagnosed with illnesses related to vaping. So far, there are 8 deaths that they say, some authorities at least, are related to vaping just in the past few days. There's still much debate on vaping. I watched a report this morning. 2 scientists had 2 totally different views as to whether or not vaping was harmful. One saying it was harmful, just not as harmful as cigarettes, and others saying that it wasn't harmful, after 2 extensive studies by 2 very large and renowned institutions. Take that all under advisement. I'll be right back with our first of local stories after this. Foot and ankle problems can come from chronic medical conditions like arthritis or diabetes, or everyday conditions as simple as overuse or bad-fitting shoes. From shin splints that affect the most active, to heel pain and plantar fasciitis that can affect everyone, to any injury or discomfort you have in your feet, ankles, or lower legs, Dr. Cheryl Cheney is seeing old and new patients, adults and children, here in Salyersville at the Hope Family Podiatry Center just next to the Lee's Famous Recipe. Call for an appointment today.
I'm Dr. Jason Zimmerman at Highlands ARH, the healthcare system of Appalachia.
Getting the best deal on the best tires with the best service has never been easier. Just log on to ConleyTire.net, check out the latest rebates, sales, and promotions, pick out the tires you want, and email, call, or come by. For huge savings from the family who's been proudly serving the area for over 32 years. Conley Tire in Staffordsville, 297-2424. Just like that, we've jumped into the spring allergy season with all the buds and blooms, tree and grass pollen, mold, and all the nasal congestion, sneezing, itchy nose and eyes and throat that they cause. Don't get caught off guard. Protect yourself daily with a quick trip to Parkway Pharmacy for over-the-counter and prescription relief. And you can always log into parkwaypharmacy.com to have your prescriptions ready when you get there. At Parkway Pharmacy in Salyersville. At Salyersville National Bank, they know your house is much more than your home. It's an investment, and for many of us, the biggest we'll ever make. And whether it's for needed repairs and maintenance, or a new addition or renovation to give you some more room and more equity, let Salyersville National Bank deal with all the financial work and worry. Real and real competitive, hometown, homegrown, home improvement loans at Salyersville National. The McGoffin County Board of Education met earlier this week, and we're going to cover one of the topics or discussions therein, and it was one of the first. This is a follow-up from a report that I began some time ago, and it follows two local teachers on their 3-year journey. Present at the McGoffin County Board of Education were not only those two teachers, but Curry Howard with the Licking Valley RECC organization, and Rodney Hitch. He is the Economic Development Coordinator for East Kentucky Power. We've had both of them on the program numerous times, and maybe the last time I had both of them together was when we were talking about the SOAR STEM initiative, the Workforce Development Initiative that began after East Kentucky Power, the 16 rural electric co-ops, including Licking Valley RECC and a host of others, came together to try to correct an issue that we have in Kentucky. That Kentucky is one of the states with the lowest numbers of nationally board certified teachers with their master's degree as well in the entire country. So they set forth a program and a goal, and they gathered a lot of support from a lot of other big names, and two McGoffin County teachers, as I did a story with them and on them some time ago, were the first of 100 to go through this program, a program with some really big goals. And those two teachers were recognized and honored during this week's Board of Education meeting. And with that, East Kentucky Power, the group of 16 rural electric cooperatives, and a host of businesses, Toyota, just one of the big names to mention, but a lot of other input that I covered back in the original story, came together and created SOAR STEM to have, hopefully, what they are working towards, as many as 1,000 teachers teaching STEM education to tens of thousands of students in just a decade. And these two McGoffin County teachers are among the first group of elite 100 teachers chosen to go through the program.
Tonight, we're going to recognize Samantha Rose and Brandy McFarland. So let's give them a hand first thing.
Samantha Rose and Brandy McFarland, Miss McFarland in the front there, both math teachers at the McGoffin County High School. Samantha's been there, I think, 12 years, Brandy 7, if I'm not mistaken, and both are now going to be there for several more. as they have taken on new titles, however. They have dedicated most of the last 3 years of their personal and professional lives to not just their normal lives of working and home life, but also going through 3 years of education to obtain their master's degree, their national board certification, and their STEM certification, for which they were honored and celebrated at this week's McGoffin County Board of Education meeting.
Thank you all for the support, and thank you for allowing us to be part of this program. It was an amazing experience. We learned a lot, so we're just blessed to be part of it.
Yeah, through this watching all through over the 3 years, they've had weddings, they've had deaths, they've had all the things that happen in life. But they took it all and they've just made it through, and we're just so proud of you. But
Thank you.
now
Thank you.
additional work comes.
Yeah.
I want you to go out and do great things. But thank you so much for everything.
Rose and McFarland were also given 2 new laptop computers. The school was given a check from Licking Valley RACC and or East Kentucky Power for some $2,700, a reimbursement for some of the monies that the school was out. And I think also there were some monies to the tune of $5,000 or $6,000 that they still had left in that fund that they were going to donate to the school system for some like-minded projects and services. Job well done, ladies. And of course, we're going to see more teachers having such a wonderful opportunity to get these certifications due to this initiative. It is a really wonderful thing, and it has changed the lives of those 2 teachers, I do wholeheartedly believe. Here's your community calendar for tonight, brought to you by McGoffin Farm Bureau. Just a couple of quick reminders and announcements. One last reminder from the folks at the Sagersville Pentecostal Church. The 36th annual Homecoming and Old Fashioned Day event continues tonight and tomorrow night at 7, Sunday services at 11, special anointed preaching nightly and on Sunday as well. I hope you'll join them. And 1 week from tomorrow is the North McGoffin Fire Department's 2019 Hog Roast and Auction. Just to let you know one more time, and I'll remind you a couple of times next week, the entertainment and food starts at noon. Dinners are just $6. Kids 12 and under eat free. And the auction with a whole lot of items starts at 2. That's next Saturday, of course, over at the Top of Improvement, hosted by the North McGoffin Fire Department. And McGoffin Farm Bureau hosts our community calendar each and every weeknight, and if you have something you need on it, including birthdays and anniversaries, well, this is exactly how you get them on television, here specifically at Your News Today. And lastly, in funeral service announcements tonight, we do have one listing that comes in honor of Miss Lindsay Page Trusty, 18, of Sagersville, who passed away earlier this week, the daughter of Arlie Trusty and Crystal and David Bailey. She's also survived by her brother, Tegan Bailey, and sisters Sydney Hale, Haley Trusty, and Chloe Bailey. Visitation is going to be after 5 o'clock Monday evening. Services will be held Tuesday morning beginning at 11. Visitation and services from the Sagersville Funeral Home. Once again, visitation Monday after 5, services Tuesday morning at 11 in honor of 18-year-old Lindsay Page Trusty. We have finally done it. After years and years of extensive testing, we not only invented the chicken sandwich, we have perfected the chicken sandwich. Come and try it and love it with a big, famous dipped breast strip, pickles and mayonnaise, or however you like it fixed. And if you like, make it a double. Just make your way to Lee's to get it and grab a cookie while you're there. At your Sagersville Lee's famous recipe, where even our ice is famous. And here's another special for you, just good tonight and tomorrow night. Get a 12-piece box of chicken, famous or crispy or mixed, a pint of coleslaw, 2 pints of mashed potatoes, and gravy for just $20. And that includes 6 biscuits, and you can add another side for just $2 more. If you need much more than that, get the plus pack for just another $7, and that gets you 2 more pints of mashed potatoes, a pint of slaw, and 6 biscuits. It's a special deal only for tonight and tomorrow at your Sagersville Lee's. Right now, for pennies on the dollar, a huge selection of like-new laptop computers, a fresh stock of video games, the Cadillac of dog tracking and training systems, new hunting rifles, accessories, and ammo. And they always stock, buy, sell, and pawn gold and silver coins and jewelry with a new selection just in at Parkway Gun and Pawn in Sagersville, 349 Pawn. You're going to absolutely fall in love with all the new arrivals at the seasonal shop, from all the autumn colors and styles in ladies' designs, shoes and accessories, Charlie Page, Mud Pie, you know the name brands, to jewelry, Simply Southern, Natural Life, caps, cups, and more, to rooms of home decor. And all you'll need to decorate for the fall and Halloween seasons, plus everything from coffees to candles, but hurry, because everything Christmas is already arriving daily and will be out soon, and fall will be gone before you know it. At Frazier's Prater Drugs Seasonal Shop in downtown Sayersville.
SSI and disability cases are harder to win these days. You need all the help you can get. If the government has turned you down, I will not. Many factors are considered when a claim is being processed, like your age, education, physical, and mental disabling conditions. When it comes time to winning your disability case, you should not face a federal judge alone. You need an attorney who is experienced, determined, hardworking, knowledgeable, and dedicated to helping you win benefits that you deserve. If you need help with your SSI or disability case, call me, Donald Wayne McFarland, and let me go to work for you.
From brakes, exhaust, suspension, fluid changes, to expert collision and auto body, to turning your 4x4 or diesel from mild to wild, get real auto maintenance, paint, and repair at Black Smoke Performance in Dixie of Sayersville. 349-8785. The woman who has now been jailed after being released from the hospital, who is accused of causing a wrong-way head-on crash that killed 3 people, 2 originally from Sayersville, made a court appearance today via video appearance, if you will. She's also set to be in court again next Tuesday on the 24th at 1 o'clock. She is now facing upgraded charges related to the crash that claimed the lives of 2 former Sayersville women. The crash that happened in the northbound lanes near the southern split in Lexington weeks ago was the result, says police, of this woman running from police, traveling in the wrong direction. Of course, everyone in Kentucky found out the next morning that there were 3 people who died as a result. 35-year-old Debbie Lynn Bevins, the sister of the driver from Pikeville, the driver originally from Pikeville, as well as 2 sisters who were in one of the 2 other cars that Rodriguez hit. Taylor Denise Blevins, 26, of Georgetown, and Caitlin Danielle Bailey, 20, also of Georgetown, but both sisters formerly from Sayersville. 42-year-old Rodriguez was being chased by police out of Winchester into Fayette County. She got onto I-75, then made a U-turn, and right after doing so, hit head-on the vehicle with the 2 sisters inside and another vehicle as well. Rodriguez was originally charged with DUI, but has now had charges of murder, 3 separate counts of murder, first-degree assault, and first-degree wanton endangerment charges as well levied against her. She is being held in the Fayette County Detention Center after she was released from the hospital herself on a more than $1.5 million bond. Well, if you're looking for a little football this Friday night, it's going to be a little few and far between for some of our area teams. It's an off week for a couple, but here is how everyone finished last week, who's getting some rest this week, and who they're going to have to go up against next week, starting with the Hornets. Some hometown fans will be looking for something else to do on Friday night. A couple of teams, 2 out of 3, with an off week this week. That includes your Magoffin County Hornets, who are going to need the rest. Anybody would. They're up against Belfry next week at Belfry. But they are coming off a win from this past Friday night at Betsy Lane, 36-28, and that evens things up for Coach Chris Gamble and his Hornets. They are now 2-2, their first win of the season against Knott County Central in their first game, and after 2 losses to Martin County and Breathitt County, they needed that win at Betsy Lane. And like I said, they're going to need the week off as well. Belfry is always a powerhouse and hard for anyone to do anything with. So they're going to be traveling to Belfry with a lot of other folks as well next Friday night. And they're actually on the road again that Friday after, October the 3rd at Lawrence County. They're not back at home until October the 11th. And that's one of 3 home games left in the season. As for the Johnson Central Golden Eagles, a win, a good one, and they're 3rd in a row, and they're 3 for 3, 59-29 over South Charleston, West Virginia last week. Now they are playing tonight. They are hosting Bishop Sycamore out of Columbus, Ohio, looking for their 4th win in their 4th game of the season. And tonight is actually the first of a 3 home game stretch for Coach Matney and the Eagles. Next week it's Simon Kenton. The week after it's Clay County. Another off week though for the Tigers of Paintsville and Coach Shirko, but after a 41-35 win last week, they're off this weekend. They'll be traveling to Hazard next Friday night. Kickoff set for 7:30, which most games are, and that will follow a 3-1 record thus far. Their win this past Friday night over East Jessamine put the Tigers of Paintsville at 3-1. And only minor tweaks to be made to your Licking Valley RECC forecast. I do mean minor, but some tweaks nonetheless to be made. Fall is upon us Monday, and temperatures will take a bit of a dip Monday down into the upper 70s, but it's not going to last long. Only about as long as those shower chances are. Yeah, sure, it's been 24 hours and there are tweaks to be made, but they are not significant. They're still gorgeous as far as weather conditions, but, we're all getting to the point to where we're looking forward to a good soaking rain. We don't have that for you. We still have some slight chances, a glancing blow, if that, on Monday and briefly. Before we get there, we do have a beautiful summer-like weekend, of course, for the last 2 days of summer. Fall starts Monday with some cooler temperatures, closer to normal. But tonight we'll see 64 under mostly clear skies, a light southerly wind, and for your Saturday, 86 mostly sunny, mostly clear, dry, and sunny across the board. Sunday more of the same, 86 exactly, expected. 64 again for the nighttime low, sunny and dry. You will notice at the bottom of Sunday's screen there, a 10% chance of showers. That is mainly after 4 a.m., so really nothing for the weekend. Monday, a 30% chance of showers, mainly after 11. Those shower chances will be gone by 7 or so Monday night. So right now, that weak cold front that comes in and does change temperatures a bit gives us still only a very slight chance of some scattered or isolated showers at best. Moving on, temperatures are going to rebound. We're talking about that 78-degree day on Monday, 80 on Tuesday, and nowhere do we see rain or precipitation mentioned again right now. 80 Tuesday and sunny, 83 partly sunny Wednesday, Thursday 86 mostly sunny, Friday mid-80s again and mostly sunny, and we're mostly expecting that trend to continue for some time thereafter as well. It is shaping up to be a very dry beginning to fall with, of course, it's starting Monday with a very dry end to summer. And that's going to do it for this Friday and for this summer. I'll see you guys next Monday, this coming Monday, for more of Your News Today. I hope you enjoy a beautiful summer weekend out there, and we'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.